This is glorious. How wonderful. Sunday morning, going to church. I'm going through wonderful changes. Now, of course, many people, millions, go to church Sunday morning. To me, it's a new thing. I mean, I've done it as a child. I did it sporadically over the years in various contexts. But I'm changing. I'm walking the walk spiritually and getting into religion in the process. And it's uncomfortable. Why? Because I'm growing. There's a lot of discomfort. But on the other side of that, often immediately, is delight and rejoicing. Not any contrived, artificial BS rejoicing. Some religiosity, lip service, speaking the words, but an experience, an internal process that translates into external behavior. That's the thing. So now I'm in my neighborhood and I'm walking, and as I started this channel, Rediscovering Christianity, a couple of weeks ago, and I talked about my vision for it, which is to visit all the churches and houses of worship in the area. And so far, I've only been going to what I'm familiar with, Catholic, right? I went to my old church. I went to a few Catholic churches that I had some familiarity with and some contact with. But that's it. Not the Protestant churches that I saw and I've cited and targeted. That changes this morning. This morning, I'm going to a Baptist church, walking there in my neighborhood, and it is wild. I've known this about this church my whole life. I mean, I live now back in the neighborhood that I grew up in. I moved back here some years ago, and there's always been this church. The church, I noticed, but not really that. I noticed the cemetery that's adjacent to it, which I think owns the church owns the cemetery. And that's over on, I'm in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. That's on 16th Avenue between 84th and 85th Street. Now, you marvel at the cemetery because, for all sorts of reasons, but this church is one of the oldest in Brooklyn, therefore the country, more or less. But this cemetery, likewise, is one of the oldest. There are graves in there going back to the 1600s. Okay? I think Brooklyn became part of New York City in 1900. And the name of this church is the Metropolitan Baptist Church. Okay? So I don't think I've ever went to a Baptist church. Could be wrong, my memory is terrible. So another reason why I created this channel, to document things. I always try to document things by video or by paper. And primarily for a number of reasons, not the least of which is poor memory, which is worsening, I think. Yeah, it is. I'm getting older. And this church I'm going to is the Metropolitan Baptist Church, which is pretty wild. And also, it seems pretty progressive. And I'm not progressive. Well, I certainly have quite a number of liberal views, but basically a conservative, even though I'm a punk rocker for life. Yes, I am a wonderfully complex and semi-intelligent person. Okay, that said, in a few minutes, I'll be at Mass or church service. They might call it church service in the Baptist, at the Metropolitan Baptist Church, and I will continue this saga.